Hello, this is Temporal, and this is Brutally Honest Bandai Kits. And this is the real grade Strike Rouge Grand Slam equipped type, long name. Also, it's a Gundam Base Limited Kit, but I'm not going to add that to the title since it's going to be too long. So, if you're wondering why it's on action base right now, it can't stand unless I lean it against the back. So, it's on a stand. And on an action base, too, that is. So this review will go, same old, but this one has decals and stuff, just like my other Strike Rouges in the background over there, which I might compare them, might not, really depends. I probably will compare the entry grade to this, not so much the master grade, since I didn't show them off in a short not too long ago, so there's that. Let me get the equipment off, being the striker pack and the shield. So let me do that. Very, very nice looking striker pack, though. So for this kit, I used the 107 hip joint parts for the strike frame. So it has better hips. I didn't buy the shoulder ones since they were like $20 plus shipping. And I'm not going to spend that much on this guy. Anyways, let's continue. I guess I will go over what I did to it, and let's begin. So, for the head, I just pen-aligned the eyes there just to make them a bit separate from each other. You can't really see the eyes though, since there's no silver or anything back there to make them shine. I pen-aligned the whole guy with gray for the lighter pink and black for the darker pink, the regular pink, and the red, along with some of the dark gray. So, yeah. I put a bunch of decals on, like the orb, the mobile suit number, some just extra stuff, The decals, kind of generic Strike Rouge decals. I guess I will go over the build here. The build of this guy, I don't really go over the build often, but the build of this guy was quite fun. It was very neat assembling the legs, like applying these two pieces, very satisfying to apply them on. Nothing was too loose, nothing was too bad. So the build on this guy was very good. The only downside is that red plastic nubs quite bad. And I did a lot of sanding on that for sure. I had 2 attempts to do it, since you get 2 of the runner that comes with that chest piece there. So 2 attempts. And the first attempt did not go over so well. So attempt number 2. Also, this kit does come with a couple extra runners to differentiate I can't fucking speak. Differentiate the different parts. So, extra parts it comes with, I'll show you. We have a whole extra leftover E-runner for generic leg parts, but we only used these 2 pieces right here. What else we got in here? Leftover bits of an A-runner, which only needed this pink piece for the little weave in there. Do I have any extra other runners? Let's see. I found the A-runner. You get an extra yellow weave in there, and you get 2 beams. For the beam sabers, you can't use, because let me go get the runners again. So for the beam sabers here, you only get 2 of the beam saber attachment parts for the beams to go in, but you get 2 sets of handles, with ones with pegs and ones without. And I went with the ones without the pegs, since I'm not going to display them with them, but they had to cheap out on the beam sabers. Seriously, that's pretty shitty. Whew. Anyways, we're gonna go over the articulation next. So, head is on the ball joint and hinge. Not bad. You do get your full rotation. Body can go up, down like that far, back that far. It's also on the ball joint. You get some crazy side to side. Shoulders go up about that far, and arms can swing up about that far before hitting the head. Shoulders on this guy like to fall off. Standard for early rail grades. They swing out about that far, which is pretty good. You got rotation. Arms are also on ball joints and pegs. You got, oh, I think I broke it. Double jointed bend. Ooh, I snapped something. Did not sound good at all. Side skirts are on ball joints. They don't move up at all. This does push out to reveal the armor Schneiders, but as you saw in the previous short, I didn't put them in because, well, they're being stubborn, and I'm not dealing with that bullshit. Front skirts are on ball joints. If I can, yep, ball joints there. They do like to fall out occasionally, but it's not too bad. Back skirts are also on ball joints. These ones don't like to fall out that much at all, which is fantastic. There is an action-based adapter on this guy. The reason why I'm not taking it off because it was a pain in the ass to put on, so it's not coming off. So there's that. As for the 107 frame, legs are now on a peg and swivel instead of just a ball joint, so you get about that much rotation, even with the action-based adapter on, and you get some crazy kicks to the front. Then again, this is leaning a bit forward, but it's still a crazy kick. We have a double jointed bend. Get some armor separation here and here. And, crazy movement for the leg here. You also don't really get a toe bend. It does bend, but, you don't really get standard. Oh, there is toe bend, never mind. But, that's all you get, which kind of sucks. And, this is on, I think it's what is it on, a ball joint? It's on the ball joint, I believe, yep. And foot's on the peg, like your standard old rail grade. That's staying off. Did I show it off? Wasn't paying attention, I think I was showing it off. Bad quality here. Bad video quality for sure. Let's go over the articulation of the Ale Striker pack. So, you get your up and down, your ball joints, your up and down, and some ball joints. Except the beam sabers are pretty loose. Now, we're going on to the accessories. I can't speak today. There goes one of my sanding sticks. I applied some nice decals, some nice gold ones, and some gold detail there. I mainly put all the gold, details on the striker pack to, what's it called? I don't know what the word is, but it's a reference to the Akatsuki, since that's all gold. And I think this looks very nice with all the gold on there. Very, very royal-esque striker pack. Onto the next accessories, we have a pair of fists, which come molded onto the B-Runner, and we have our shitty hands, which return from the early rail grades. They're shitty. That's all I have to say about them. Next up, we have the shield, which has some nice decals on it, and a ball-jointed thing, an attachment, which attaches onto the back of the arm. I also painted the back of here. It doesn't look that good, but it's alright. This goes up and down, and you can hold it in the hand with your shitty hands. And what else? We got the beam rifle here. It's very basic, has a green scope, get some nice rotation there, and your standard beam rifle does have a peg to attach it. You can attach it to both hands, but it's still a pain in the ass. And lastly, what makes it the Grand Slam equipped type, we got the Grand Slam. It's very shiny, and this will go in your shitty hand. Anyways, that is basically it for the Real Grade Strike Rouge. The build is fun. That's about it. Everything else about it is pretty horrendous. For a Strike Rouge, it's the best looking 1 to 144 scale Strike Rouge for sure, but I would just get the Master Grade. In my opinion, Master Grade is far more superior besides the side skirts. And that's saying a lot. But if you want a nice, highly detailed Real Grade Strike Rouge, get this guy then. The high grade doesn't come close to detail. Same thing with the entry grade, but this guy also has more detail than the master grade. So if you want a very detailed 1 to 144 scale Strike Rouge, get this guy. Or if you want a very detailed just Strike Rouge in general, I believe the perfect grade has about the same amount of detail, but bigger size. Anyways, thank you for watching. Check out my links down below, the W's, Epic Games, and I got this guy at Suruga-ya. They might still have them there if you want to get your hands on one of those things. It was still a great experience building one of these things. It's going to be one of my centerpieces for the new shelf here, since that shelf does not have a Strike Rouge, while the other two do. And as I said, thank you for watching, and well, I'll see you guys next Thursday, or whenever tomorrow. Anyways, as I said, thank you again. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.